Alright, so there's been some questions as to whether you could have a dig function with the Stingray chassis, because the chassis is so small that you could barely fit the stock ESC in there and blah 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 blah. So there's a video just to prove that yes, you can actually in fact have dig function on this chassis. Of course you got the back and forward, both motors going, and then of course you go ahead and lock the back. So that's actually dig function. That's rear steer, crazy crab, boom, 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 forward, and so there we have the full turn, and of course you can turn it back on again. So that's the rear going. You could also make it to where the front does it, but I chose not to do it on this because it's just going to be too complicated for my son to play with, and honestly there's very little opportunity for you to actually lock the front and use the rear tires for a micro. I mean, I understand the back, and even so you don't really need it that much with a micro because you have the four-wheel steering. But for those that were wondering whether you could, yes you can, and you can fit everything inside of the chassis. That's the actual board that controls the dig function, and right under it is the stock ESC. Here's the battery, little antenna in there, and pretty much everything fits in there. So you guys can see I shortened the steering servo wires, and then I made my connection to the rear motor to that board, and this is what that little board looks like. A lot of people are using this. It's extremely cheap and extremely efficient, and what this does, it interrupts the current through one of these wires that is going to any of the motors or whatever. It's just, all it is just an on and off switch, but you can control it with one of these guys. Now obviously you don't have that extra channel on the factory basher transmitter, so that's why you have to resort to this. But in reality this is like anywhere from $5 to $8, and that's shipped. So I don't see why you would need to buy another transmitter that will have that extra channel for you to go and use this function. So I'll try to add the link on the description as to where you can get this. I mean, you can get it in many places, but I got it from Banggood and got here pretty quick, and it does the job. So I'll be using this for some other crawler. But as you can see, the dig function does fit into this chassis. Everything is in place, everything fits in there, no secrets, nothing hidden anywhere. It's all in there. So like I said, the chassis is still big enough for you to be able to use the dig function. And let me do it again just in case. Which one was it? Was it this one? No, that's not the button. It's gotta be this one. No, that's not that button. Let me try it again. There we go. See, I'm gonna turn them around. There you go. You got a Stingray with dig. Anyways, hope that helps you guys out. Like I said, I'll set the links, and thanks for watching. Appreciate your support.